Falcom. That brief hesitation was all it took to spawn a great evil. It crawled through the fields, ran through the hills, and spread disaster in the skies above. Book of Ezer, First 2, Disaster Unleashed. The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, the Third. I think it wants an input from me, so I can do my intro here. Hello there and welcome to a new series of mine. Never mind, let's just watch the intro then. Oh no, that's good, that's perfect, that is the main menu screen. I'm the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric, and today we're going to be playing The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky the Third. On release, I literally refreshed the Steam page over and over again a second ago, which is something I very, very rarely do. Actually, it was the first time I ever did that, and I have been very excited for this game to come out. I let's played both Trails in the Sky first chapter and second chapter, and today is going to be the day where I start my Let's Play series on the third in the trilogy. This is the game that will conclude our storyline. If you have not seen any, if you have not experienced first chapter and second chapter, I would recommend for you to do exactly that. Right now you can go play them yourself, or I recorded Let's Play series of both of them. Just as a disclaimer, this intro will probably take like 10 minutes, because this is an extremely story-rich series and I do want to get a recap in. If not for you, then for me, because I don't remember everything that happened and I want to get as much out there as I remember, and I want to, well, I want to know what I'm doing here. I will also give you links right here to my playlists of first chapter and second chapter. I highly recommend for you to watch both of those games, and if you haven't, don't listen to my recap here, because it will spoil things for you, won't it? In the first chapter, we get introduced to the protagonist, Estelle Bright, a young woman with a I don't know if I want to actually start right there. We have been following the story of Estelle Bright and Joshua Bright in the first two games. These young gentlemen have, in the first game, become bracers, junior bracers, and in the second game were senior bracers. What are bracers? Bracers are kind of a civil, like a police that is pretty much... that's not, let's just call them the police, and there's the army. They both dislike each other because they fulfill the same job on a different scale, and there has been issues in terms of communication between the two, and that was very visible in the first chapter, not so much in the second chapter, because they actually had to work hand in hand to fight the antagonistic network that is Ouroboros, something which we are going to see a lot about in this series. I don't know much about Trails in the Sky the Third. I only know that it differentiates, like it's a lot different from the first two games, because it you don't exactly follow the story of Estelle Bright and Joshua Bright anymore, as I have heard. That part of the story is pretty much concluded. We're now going up against what's probably going to be Ouroboros, the network of antagonists that I talked about. There is evil masterminds pulling the strings, or have been evil masterminds pulling the strings behind the story of this game. We start out in Liberal, a pretty advanced country in terms of technology that is surrounded by different countries. We have a queen who's very diplomatic about things. There has been a war in the past with a country called Rabonia, and in that war our father, who also happens to be a very well-known bracer and used to be an officer of the military, he used to be a high-ranking officer in that war, played a major role, and lost his wife, aka our mother, in that war. And, well, there's been a lot that's been going on. I think I got most of it out there. The story was mainly in the first chapter. We followed the path of Estelle becoming a bracer, and we had the appearance of Ouroboros. The first thing they did was break one seal of the what they call aureole. In the second game, the second seal was broken and the aureole was actually released, with the aureole being an incredible power source that was sealed away a long time ago because it was by researchers deemed dangerous and not exactly safe to be around. Alright, apart from that, I don't know much more. There's a lot of characters I could probably talk a lot about. I will not do that this time. They will probably get introduced in this game as well, so I don't know if I want to continue talking past the 6-minute mark, because people get anxious, and I really want to get to play this game, so let's just boot it up right now. This is... I'm still recovering from a little cold right now. I won't be recording too much today, and I don't know if I'll be recording too much tomorrow. So for this first bit, you'll actually know, like when this video comes out, you'll know what I know, and I'll probably go to sleep after this. But I read out every line of dialogue in this playthrough, and I try to voice act through the entire thing. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that, and that's all I gotta say. This game series is going to be very long, I presume, because the first two games were very long and time-consuming, and I'll probably not be playing anything else for the next, like, 2 months, because I don't have that much time to play this game right now. I have to prepare for exams, and I have to play Trails in the Sky the Third right now. Let's go! Normal. I'm not going to be playing on a higher difficulty rating because I'm here to experience the story and not that much of the mid-maxing that happens during preparation for combat, although I'll be doing a lot of that. I'll just be playing on normal mode for the moment. I'm sorry, I'm a wuss, I know. Trails in the Sky. Second chapter, save data found. Of course we'll load that. Yes, that is the end. That is definitely the data I want in here. Year 1203 of the Zeptian calendar. Fall, just over half a year since the Liberal Arc collapse. Cruising through the night sky above the Kreuzen province in eastern Erebonia. Was the Rainford Company's latest display in luxury, the Lusitania. Look at that. Luxury airship, Lusitania. The Legend of Heroes. Trails in the Sky the Third. Host. If I may have your attention, please. On behalf of the Conrad Company, I would like to take the time to thank you all for attending this party today. As I'm sure you're all aware, this is a most auspicious day. Yes, indeed. On this historic day, 10 years ago, this fine company... Oh, never mind, it's not Kevin talking. Tee, you don't seem to be enjoying this quite as much as he is. You ought to at least try and feign interest in what he's saying, Surely you must understand what kind of man he is if you're here. Oh, that I do. He's a merchant of death who made a fortune during the 100 Days' War and one of the Empire's most wealthy men, despite being a relative newcomer. Why, it was only a few years ago that he partnered up with the famous Rainford Group, and now he's serving on their board of directors. His record makes for a most impressive read, that much is for certain. Although I dare say he's less impressive in person compared to on paper. My, you'd best refrain from such remarks. That mask of yours may disguise your identity, but it won't keep those naughty men in black away should you make an enemy of them. Now that's a terrifying prospect. I can't imagine I'd last very long if I did. I'd surely be cast through this window as easily as a pebble plunges through water. I must say, I find you rather intriguing. Are you a member of the press, perhaps? Or maybe even a government official? I would answer, but where's the fun in spilling secrets? I'll leave the pondering to your fertile imagination, mademoiselle. Leaving my identity aside, however, the ship is an impressive work of art. It's hard to believe that we are inside one at all, and yet here we are, thousands of arch in the air. Well, it is Rainford's latest model. One would expect nothing less than art. Last I heard, they were advertising it as the largest airship in the world. It is 120 arch across, so they are probably right. As far as most of the world knows. Tee, you certainly know how to make a lady curious. But even with the mask, it's no secret that you're so young, practically still a boy. I wonder how often do you go around charming your way through these drab parties with that aura of mystique? Well, seems the mask can't hide all my secrets. Perhaps I ought to make my daring escape before I give away anything more about myself? If you must, although it would be a pleasure to continue keeping you company. It's not every day that one gets to enjoy chatting the night away with a mysterious stranger like this, you know. We could even take our chat somewhere more comfortable, like your room. I would be honored to, fair lady. But only if you can promise the goddess has her eyes turned away. She may blush if she's watching. Meanwhile, I'll refrain from asking why your room would not be an acceptable location. And I'll thank you for not forcing me to bring up that oaf of a man. Again. And I'll thank you for not forcing me to bring up that oaf of a man. Well, the party's in full swing now. This chance is as good as any. By the way, I do not know why he just walked away from flirting and what kind of exit that was. Well, we'll see. His private room on the highest rooms on the highest floor of the ship and on the other side of the deck. Okay, let's get to work. Lady, wait. She disappeared. She disappeared. I love my mask, by the way. Do I have an inventory? I do not. I do not want to open the games list. I hope you didn't see that. Waiter, might I interest you in something to drink, sir? We have some well-aged Steinrose, if you would care for some. No, I don't drink. Masked old man.
The Conrad Company might have made a lot of progress in the past 10 years. But that was all thanks to the Rainford Group. They couldn't have done a thing by themselves, so they've got no right trying to act big. They need to realize their place.
To whom are you talking, good sir? Masked young man. Yes, Lady Lyndall is currently resting in her room. She said that she is feeling a little unwell at the moment, you see. Masked gentleman. Why does she have to choose a party like this to feel unwell? I hope she isn't faking it to stay in her room. Must she oppose me at every turn? Masked woman, this truly is a spectacular ship. I was getting sick and tired of looking at the gloomy skies of the capital, so this is a wonderful change of scenery. I'll have to be sure to make the most of tonight. And I couldn't agree more there. The air of the capital is positively suffocating. I try to get away from it as often as I can, so I spend all of my time off in my villa to the south. Hey, there you are, lady. I'm sorry, what was that? I said that no mask can hope to disguise the beauty of your ivory white skin. Or the luster of those fine red lips. Well, aren't you the flatterer? You flirt with every guy, don't you? Masked young man. She was the one who initiated the conversation with me, if you're wondering. Still, I can't very well ignore her. I'll just try and keep the conversation going. You could just eat cake. It looks delicious. Man in black. Ooh.
The safety of this party is guaranteed so long as we are here to ensure it. So please rest easy and enjoy yourself. Don't look at my dope sunglasses all the time. I know they're nice, but they are just part of the uniform.
No! No! I saw that. Strange. Felt like someone was watching me for a minute. Forget it. I've got work to do. Don't go through. His private room's on the highest floor of the ship, on the other side of the deck. Time to move. No. I hope I can go back. Go back. Yes. I just wanted to make sure that you know what sunglasses I would. God damn it. I swore just a second ago. Let's say that never happened.
Can I help you?
Masked young man. Stop it, Dad! You're just embarrassing yourself! We're here as guests today. We're supposed to be enjoying ourselves, not concerning ourselves with the party's organization. Now hurry up and go greet that Conrad fellow. Well, he's got the pants on in that family.
The chefs here ordinarily work at my hotel, I'll have you know.
They may be working in a different environment with different equipment than usual, but that is no excuse for slacking off. Perhaps I'm going to need to keep a watchful eye on them to ensure they don't slip. Masked woman. Madam, what a surprising coincidence to find you here. I wasn't aware that you had been invited to this party as well. Did it happen while you were in Bear-Ahard buying furs, perchance? Yes, actually. Still, I would very much appreciate it if you could keep this a secret from my husband. Oh, I wouldn't dream of telling him. When it comes to quality, Barahard cannot be beaten. In particular, the fur of the black minks raised in the north is so soft, it's simply divine. Someone certainly cheered up in a hurry. I'm not a big fan of animal furs. Waiter, today's dish of choice is steamed abalone with cream made to the highest of standards by our chefs. I must insist you try it. I'm certain you'll become a fan.
Pardon me, but you haven't seen my wife around, have you?
I keep telling her not to go wandering off without telling me, but she never listens. Hold on. Could this be Madame Frisky's oath of a man? Madame Frisky, huh? I'll commit that name to memory, I guess.
You still have much to learn about the ways of the world, young man. The national government is more or less a collection of civil servants with all their flaws and weaknesses. You can get anything out of it as long as you know the right buttons to push.
Who does that upstart chancellor think he is? All he's done since marching into politics from out of the army is pass one unpleasant law after another. I can't understand how he thinks. Where is that benefit in appeasing commoners all the time? Yeesh. There is plenty of entertainment to look forward to this evening. Ferlin Duchiel's concert will be beginning soon. At 11, we will be holding an opera. Be sure not to miss them. Well, I've got some important work to do, lady, but I can't talk to you about it. It's very mysterious. Being a part of the vast Rainford group, the Conrad Company certainly has strong backing. Being a part of the vast Rainford group, the Conrad Company certainly has strong backing to support it in working toward greater growth. That's a tough sentence. I would not want to be the one to translate that one from Japanese to English, good lord. After all, the Rainford Group is immensely successful and it manufactures everything from military weapons to household goods. Perhaps I should consider increasing my investment in the group,
I must say I'm impressed at just how reliable the security guards at today's party appear. I'd been thinking it was about time to recruit some new personnel to my own private army too. Perhaps I ought to ask Conrad where he found these people. I might be able to recruit some of them too.
Because they look so reliable with their sunglasses, you say?
I apologize for our boorish presence here at this most elegant occasion. I'm afraid it isn't a necessary evil in order to ensure the safety of our guests. All that I can do is ask for your understanding.
Oh, I understand. You look dope, sir. I should stop going on about that.
You certainly know how to hold a party, Conrad. There aren't many who are wealthy enough to be able to organize a gathering like this in the sky.
Oh, absolutely.
If my guests are satisfied, then I have done my job. Still, today's party is but a minor diversion compared to what the future holds for us.
Quite the gathering we've got here. That looks like Marquis' Ballad, known for his extravagant spending. And this guy is the president of that one big jeweler, Correas & Co. Hopefully they'll keep our friend occupied for a while.
Please pay us no mind. We're merely here so that you might enjoy this party to its fullest.
Well, I think that concludes having talked to everybody in here. Most probably. Let's go.
Yeesh.
That was quite a frame drop.
May I see your invite, sir?
This you mean? The masked man swiftly presented his invitation.
My apologies, sir. This is merely a precaution in order to secure the safety of our lovely guests here.
Don't worry about it, I understand. I still do not have an inventory, so... Oh, god darn it. I pushed the wrong buttons again. I still do not have an inventory here, so I will not be ending the episode after 20 minutes like I planned to. I mean, that took exactly 20 minutes, so we're just gonna go into rooms. Elderly gentleman.
Well, this is supposed to be the latest airship from Rainford. Ha ha ha. It's certainly comfortable enough to be. I'll have to try and travel on it again whenever I can.
Elderly lady. Even the furnishings in these rooms all seem to be of highest class. I have to say, I'm impressed.
This is the Lusitania's library. I hope you'll enjoy your time relaxing here.
I have a history of reading through enormously large book series in the Trails in the Sky series, and the bookshelf contains chapters of Carnelia. Whew. No, wait, did I read through the Carnelia series? Yes. Yes, I did. I remember Toby. I remember that name. This ship does have a fine collection of books. I wonder which I should read first. I can only emphasize for you to read this Carnelia book series, what was quite interesting. But it does take an hour and a half to read through it and read it out loud with voice acting, so be aware, it could take a while. You're talking about when they couldn't use ordnance all of a sudden along the southern edge of Erebonia? I heard that even the trains and international flights in that region had to be stopped on account of it. I haven't a clue what caused it all, though. I can't imagine it was anything that serious, at least. Yeah, you wouldn't know the half of it. There are rumors the cause was a new weapon developed by Liberal's army, though. That sounds most serious to me. Although it's hard to be sure since the government issued a ban on talking about the whole thing after the fact. Yeesh. And without any official announcements on the matter, all we're left with is hearsay. I wouldn't call that free press. Erebonia has its problems.
Please refrain from talking loudly when within this room.
Yeesh.
I just can't seem to relax on board this ship. Everything is just so fancy and luxurious. It's all too much for an old man like me.
Oh man, first world problems. Can't relax, there's too much luxury going on. Oh, please excuse me. I assume you must be an invited guest. The party is being held in the room at the end of the corridor if you're having difficulties finding the way. Thank you, miss. Are you taking a walk around the ship, sir? If so, might I suggest following the stairs ahead and stepping out onto the main deck? I find gazing up at the stars while enjoying the night breeze an especially relaxing way to pass the time.
Oh snap, the gambling's den. Are you an invited guest, perchance? If you are, we would be happy to treat you as an official member of this club. So please do enjoy yourself and make use of the facilities on offer. I guess the party over in the room at the end of the hall must be in full swing right about now. Just you watch, one day I'll be rich and famous enough to go to fancy schmancy parties too.
Dude, you're literally on the most luxurious ship in the universe. Why do you complain about not making enough money or not being important enough? I don't get it. I don't know how to make a shuffling noise with my mouth or vocal cords. Oh, hello there. Would you be interested in a quick game? Thanks for offering. I guess I wasn't just, well, fraud? You played rather well yourself. Well, what do you say another game? To another game. I'm up for another. Well, that was a well-earned victory on your part. It is easy to tell that you're a real veteran when it comes to card games. What would you like to do now, sir? Noble gentleman. This club is part of the Elisha chain of high-class clubs, which has its main branch in the capital. You would expect its employees to be trained to the highest caliber, and you would be right. And speaking of the highest caliber, perhaps I ought to sample some of the wine now? Seems like a good idea, actually.
I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Alright, it's time for me to make my wager. I'll put up 300,000 Mira on red 21. Jesus, I don't think in the entire last game I collected 300,000. I did collect 300. That took a long time though. Like killing like 2,000 monsters. A sharp choice. Jesus Christ. Spending money is all about having fun, you know. Whether you win or lose is a trivial detail if you only need to focus on enjoying the act of spending. People who obsess over winning above all else are base fools who have no right to be here. Come on, Black. It's gotta be Black this time. It's been red 5 times now. This next one has to be Black, surely. Please do enjoy your time here. Still, do try not to be absorbed into your games. Everything is best enjoyed in moderation. Alrighty. No, I think I'll end the episode here without saving. For the moment, I hope you enjoyed this very first episode of my Trails in the Sky, the 3rd Let's Play series. Do be aware that you have quite a bit of freedom as a viewer of mine. If you say, oh, upload 2 episodes a day, I will probably end up uploading 2 episodes a day because this is going to be a long series. The last game, Chapter 2, went on for like the uploading process at 1 episode per day. Took like 6 months and I was done recording it after 1 month, so it was quite a drag for some people. But, you know, you could pretty much have that time just by writing a comment. I didn't get one of these comments in the last game, though, so yeah. For the moment, I hope you enjoyed it, though, and I hope you will join me for the rest of this series. Until next time, bye-bye.